We are definitely developing a great flavor crust. A little bit of pepper. Look how gorgeous that is. I wish you could smell it. The garlic is really coming through because of the searing.
Hi, I'm Forrest, and I'm the chef for High Plains Bison, where we believe in the values of the West. Respect for the land, follow your own path. Keep life simple, and people deserve nothing but the best. We use these values every day in the products that we sell, which are the highest quality and have the most amazing flavor. These are just a couple of helpful hints for those people who've never cooked with bison before. Bison has very little intramuscular fat, in fact, almost none at all. Intramuscular fat acts as an insulator, so the amount of time that's needed to cook bison is generally about a third less, and it's about a third less heat. Also, bison is very high in iron, which is one of the attributes and why it's so good to eat. But I want you to beware, because if you cook your steak beyond medium rare, that high iron content will exhibit itself as a livery flavor. I also think it's really important that when you cook bison, whether you're roasting it, pan frying it, or cooking it on a grill, that you allow it to rest after you're done cooking. Think of the steak that you're cooking or the roast that you're roasting as a muscle. The muscle, when you add heat, kind of contracts and drives all of the juices to the exterior of the meat. Once you take it out of the oven, and if you cut into it immediately, you've probably seen it, the juice runs all over the place. That's not very good. What you want to do is just give that meat 10 minutes. 10 minutes of resting time. That allows that muscle to relax and act like a sponge and draw the juices back into the muscle tissue. That way when you cut into it, it's moist and flavorful. I also like to flavor my bison, usually with either olive oil or vegetable oil. I like to rub the outside of it. That helps to create a flavor crust. And I think that flavor crust is important to seal the outside of the meat, allow the juices to stay on the inside, and that crust kind of has a caramelized flavor. I like to use sea salt on the outside of my bison rather than regular table salt because I think it has more flavor. And I generally tend to pepper everything. I like to use a combination of peppercorns. The ones that I use are black telecherries, green peppercorns, and pink peppercorns. When your bison arrives to you, it'll be in a styrofoam insulated container. When your order is being shipped, they take into account the weight of the order and then the zip code of where you live. They carefully calculate the amount of dry ice that is needed to keep your shipment safe. When you open the styrofoam container, place your hand on the product that you've ordered. The product should be cool to the touch. If it's cool, it's perfectly safe and wholesome. You can either put it in the refrigerator to enjoy within the next couple of days or put back into the freezer. The optimal time for storage is 9 months. That means the product is at its very best for 9 months from when you'd ordered it. We'd really like you to enjoy it within that time because that's when it's going to taste the best. I use a lot of different aromatics and flavorings when I'm cooking, and I use a lot of marinades. In my marinades, I always like to use wine, and I'll use a wine that I like to drink. I'd never buy cooking sherry or cooking wine because it's highly salted. I also sometimes add a little bit of salt before I cook. That helps that flavor crust develop. And always taste the meat before you salt. You don't want to use too much. I hope you enjoyed the program and found it helpful. At High Plains Bison, we're always striving to help you eat better. Thank you for being a High Plains Bison customer.